Welcome back to The Grind for a quick video with rank 4 Knull versus the Abyss Green Goblin. Now, I am able to get down 45% with one run, but I do think that you could squeeze out 50%, meaning that especially if you factor in the Assassin's range on the last 18%, you could likely get this fight down with a single revive with a rank 4 Knull. Now, I do have a full Knull guide and review with lots of showcases in there, so check that out if you're interested. And I'm also going to have a rotation guide just breaking down the various rotations. But for longer content like Abyss, you are going to want to go to a special 3, and ideally you want to build up somewhere in the range of 60 to 70 Living Abyss debuffs on the opponent before you throw your special 3. If you build up too many, you're going to be wasting your Abyss charges, so you won't have as many hits in the damage phase to deal as much damage as possible. But if you don't build up enough, then your damage will kind of be on the lower side, and you won't be able to get through as much health. So it's kind of a balance you have to figure out. Also, if you're able to play aggressive and punish special attacks quickly, then you're able to throw special 2s in the rotation, which will add 10 armor breaks each time you throw a special 2, so you can still stack up more armor breaks even if you only build to 50 or 60 in the Living Abyss at the start of the fight. So you can see we're at 50 now. I'm mostly doing mediums and heavy attacks. You can do a medium and a heavy if you want to. I sometimes decide what I'm going to do depending on the power that the opponent has and which special attack I'm trying to bait out. Ideally, you want to, with Green Goblin, push him to special 2 because you take less blocked hits and you spend less time wasted baiting out special attacks because his special animations are longer. If he doesn't throw it right away and then he throws a special 1, you can run into the issue where, if you're not hitting the opponent soon enough, then you'll start to have your Abyss charges just tick away every second, and you want to avoid that as often as possible, of course. So now we have 66. We're going to parry him. We have 67. We're going to parry him, and then we're going to do a medium into our special 3. Once the special 3 ends, he's already stunned, so we can go in to doing our attacks. And you want to do as many light attacks as possible because the light attacks pause the corruption passive, allowing you to get as much power and special attacks off during that corruption as possible. The special 3 has a longer corruption, and ideally, if you can, you want to go to a special 2. You want to build as close to a special 3 as possible and have at least half of your corruption debuff left. Then you can throw off your special 2. If it's already less than half, then you might not want to risk it because if you don't get back up to a special 3, your armor breaks are going to start expiring and you're going to have to figure out kind of what to do from there. Now, here he threw a special 1. We're losing time on our corruption passive. So at this point, I think I've decided, you know what, it's too risky to throw off a special 2. So I'm just going to keep doing lights and build up to a special 3. Now, because I'm going to throw off another special 3, I can convert those armor breaks into regen and degen because I'm going to be throwing off a special 3 to then convert them back, the Living Abyss, back into armor breaks. And if you want to understand that interaction a little better, check out my full guide on Knull. So now we threw off another special 3, which again immediately activates the corruption and converts all Living Abyss debuffs into armor breaks. And again, we're playing as aggressive as possible, doing 2 hits, dash back, 2 light hits, dash back, trying to keep the corruption paused as much as possible. Sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes we get hit, but Knull is so sustainable and tanky, he heals so much that, it's okay to take some hits. And sometimes I try to just push him to 2 bars if I can, doing 2 hits and holding heavy, but if he throws a special 1 right away, that's okay. So we had more than half of our corruption left, so I did go and throw off a special 2, giving us another 10 armor breaks, getting some nice juicy damage. I punished the heavy a little too early there, unfortunately, so I did get hit, but now we're going back into as many light attacks as possible, trying to pause the corruption debuff and get back up to 3 bars of power so that we can then throw off another special 3 and prevent our armor breaks from going into the expiration mode and then falling off altogether. If you lose a lot of your corruption passive and you're not going to make it to 3 bars of power, you can just throw off a special 1 and put the encroaching corruption on to make sure that you're not going to lose those debuffs. So now again, they started to expire, but we were able to throw off a special 3 to again put the corruption on and stop them from expiring, and then going back into our light attacks as much as possible. You can throw in heavy attacks and light attack or medium attacks if you want to heal a little bit back. Also, that puts on a degen debuff on the opponent, but it does convert the armor breaks into Living Abyss, so you are going to have less armor breaks going at that time. So at this point, we're running out of our Abyss charges, so we're going to throw off another special 2 here, and then we're going to try to maximize the damage we can get with the remainder of those Abyss charges. So we're going to throw off a nice special 2. We don't get very many crits. The last one, unfortunately, did not crit, so that's too bad. But now we're going to do some medium attacks, throw in a couple light attacks here, but medium attacks as well, so that we can get a little bit more damage off of those medium attacks, as well as convert some of those armor breaks into degeneration debuffs. And then with at the very end, when I run out of charges, I'm going to throw the special 1 to get as much damage as possible, because it is unblockable with a synergy I had. So I was able to get all the hits to land and convert into some degen, but then he did throw off his special 3, and we were able to get him down to 54%. And that's all the footage I have against the Green Goblin in the Abyss. Knull is a fantastic option for this fight. I used him for basically all the fights except the cosmic fights in the Come Out to Play challenge, even Luke Cage, because I couldn't get the Miles Cheese down, so I just brawled through with 3 or 4 revives with Knull. I didn't record every fight. I only have like a few clips. I'm not sure if I'll make a full guide on the Come Out to Play challenge. Let me know if you would like to see that or not, and I hope to see you in the next video.